As always, I request for all the agents for the shop around the world, someone to recite a Fatiha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله لقد جاءت رسل ربنا بالحق والصلاة والسلام على رسول الثقلين محبوب رب المشرقين والمغربين وجد الحسن والحسين مولانا بالقاسم محمد
اللهم صل على محمد
وعلى أهل بيت الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين أما بعد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الذين إذا أصابتهم مصيبة قالوا إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون صلوا على محمد وآل محمد
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
I have only a few minutes, so I'm going to do a bit different today. I'm going to mix the musibah with some fasail, and inshallah we'll talk about the tragedy of Hazrat Qasim, inshallah.
Bismillah.
With your permission, first let's look at the personality of Hazrat Qasim and who he was, understand his character, and understand what his main message for us was. When we see the life of Hazrat Qasim, alayhi salam, first we realize that he's the younger son of Imam Hassan alayhi salatu wasalam. So for Abu Abdullah is the uncle of this young child. We see that his personality, since he was young, he first witnessed the death of his father, Imam Hassan alayhi salatu wasalam. And then throughout his life, everyone who looked at him, everyone who saw the personality of Hazrat Qasim was seen as he is a yatim, someone who doesn't have a father, who only has a mother. So when we look at the mother of this young child, we see that first after she saw the death of her husband, all of her hopes and dreams, all of her wishes came to her son. You know that one day that I will see my son having his wedding done. You know, I will see him growing up. I will see him pursuing the mission of Abdullah. All these wishes a mother has for the son, she had for her son, and to make sure that Hazrat Qasim had the best life even though he didn't have a father. He lost his father. But even through his trials and tribulations throughout his life, the main message that we get from him is the importance of death and the understanding of death. When we see death, we see it as, the end of our life. We see it where when death comes to us, that's it, we can't do anymore. Our life has finished. There's nothing more that we can do. There's nothing more that we can give. Whatever we've done in this life will now, turn into our deeds and our amal for the hereafter. That's how we see death. But when we look at this death, when we look at this reality through the hearts and through the eyes of Hazrat Qasim, we see the beauty of death. We see it as a reality. And we see it as a beginning. The death that we see from Hazrat Qasim, from his young age, when his father passed away, in the last moments of Imam Hassan alayhi salatu wasalam, he knew that his son was going to go on to the battle of Karbala. He knew that he would have to send his son into that battlefield, and he knew that he would have to fight for the mission of Abu Abdullah. What did Imam Hassan do in preparation for this death, for his son? He left a small letter. We know in traditions this letter is very famous, of the father writing a letter to his young son. What does he say to his son? Oh Qasim, oh my beloved, I'm giving you this letter, but don't open it now. Don't look at what's inside now. But Qasim, when you're alone, when you're in a time of grief, When you feel like there's no escape, when you feel like you're close to death, then look at these words. And I promise you, it'll grant you ease. And it will grant you what you're looking for. Whenever we look at Hazrat Qasim, he's always had that in his heart, that true passion for the mission of Allah and to serve his Chacha, to serve his uncle. Even so that when it comes to that time where the soldiers are preparing, the companions are preparing, Abu Abdullah is reading the list. He's going through the list and telling everyone, you know, your role is this, your responsibility is this. The day of Ashura is coming. On this day, you'll be sent at this time. You'll be sent at this time. This is what you need to do. He's giving out those roles. Hazrat Qasim, he's not fearing his life. He's not fearing death. He's sat there and he's thinking to himself, now my name is going to be mentioned. Now my name will come up. My uncle is about to tell me what I'm supposed to do. But he's patiently waiting for, when's my permission going to come? When can I go? When can I give my life for the sake of Allah, Abdullah, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Look at our children today. Look at this world today. What is it meant for our children? They're supposed to be playing, they're supposed to be enjoying life, you know, having an education, learning new things, preparing themselves for adulthood. That's what our child is supposed to do in today's life, right? But look at the children of the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. At every moment, the only thing that they're preparing for is death in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are young children. And they have so much love for the mission of Allah Abdullah, so much love in their hearts for the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam, that they don't see this life as a life that's worth waiting for or putting attention to. This is the biggest lesson that we can take from these children. These children are younger than you and I. And they're giving us these massive lessons that we can take. That this life means absolutely nothing. The joys and the values of this life will end. They won't come with us. They won't have any meaning for us when we're stood in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's not going to ask, you know, which job did you have? He's not going to ask which car did you drive? Which house did you live in? No, he's going to ask, what did you do for me? What did you do in the name of mine and in mine? What did you do? Khurbatan ilallah. What did you do for the sake of Allah, for the mission of Allah? What did you take from the Ahlul Bayt that I left you? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says very famously, I left you two very things. The Quran and the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. I left you this guide. I left you this way of living. I left you this path. How much did you take from it? How much did you earn from it? And now when I gave you that death, what did I start my lecture with? Who, when misfortune befalls upon them, they say that surely we will return to Allah. And that is our eternal place. Whenever we say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, that's our reminder for death. That's our reminder for where we're supposed to go, where we're supposed to return to. And Hazrat Qasim says this in the most beautiful way when he describes death. Abu Abdullah is asking him, Oh Qasim, tell me, what do you see death as? In your eyes, what is death? He replies in the most beautiful manner, death is sweeter than honey. For me, if we're on the right path, if we're following you, if you are our guide and all we've done in our life is followed you and believed in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's the most sweetest thing for us. And the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam are telling us the same thing. Hold on to us, hold on to the Quran, hold on to this mission, hold on to the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, call on to Him, and He ensures you that this death can come in two ways. Malakul Maut can come to you in two ways. If you spend your life in a good manner, in a pleased manner, in the way of Allah, death will come to you as the most beautiful thing that you've seen. It will come to you as a light. It will come to you as a rahmah. But if you've forgotten Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you've forgotten the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam, Malakul Maut will stand in front of you as the most devilish and scariest thing that you've ever seen. And He will look you in your eyes and say, look, you've wasted your time now. Allah has given me my job, my role, my responsibility. I'm here to take you no matter what happens now. You can't do anything about it. So what do we want from this life? What do we want when Malakul Maut comes knocking at our door? Do we want it to be where He's barging in and taking our soul in the most painful way? Or do we want it the way that the Ahlul Bayt had it? Look at how He entered the house of Fatima Zahra, saying that this house is so precious, this house is so unique. This house has the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I can't even enter without permission. We want a death like the Ahlul Bayt like the death of Hazrat Qasim. With your permission, let's go to Karbala. Let's look at this pure and unique shahadat of Hazrat Qasim. Abu Abdullah Hussain, he's given the roles. He's given responsibilities. When he's given everything, the tradition says that Abu Abdullah Hussain gets busy with his ibadat, his final du'as, because he knows tomorrow is the day of Ashur, the day of the battle, where he's going to lose his family. He suddenly senses a presence next to him. And that presence, what is it asking? Oh Chacha, oh my uncle Hussain, I heard you calling out everyone's name. I heard you telling everyone their responsibilities. But uncle, I think you left out my name. I think you forgot about me. He turns to Qasim. He says, you are that person, that you're the person that I have next to me, that I remember my brother through. Whenever I look at you, I remember my brother Hassan. I remember his presence in my life. He was my elder brother. Whenever I seek peace, whenever I seek, calmness, even in these trials and tribulations, I look towards you, Qasim, and I think my brother is alongside me. How can I send you into the battlefield? Hazrat Qasim, if we look at him, he begins to cry and begins to weep. We see that his mother is seeing him in the tent. You know when a child cries and weeps, he puts his head in his laps and he's crying like a small child. The mother says, oh my son Qasim, why are you crying? What happened? What is making you so upset? He turns to his mother and says, oh mother, my uncle isn't letting me go and fight in Karbala. He's not giving me the permission to go. Look at what the mother is saying. Oh my son Qasim, I prepared you for this moment. I prepared everything. I've left all my things back in Medina just for this moment where I can send you to Karbala. Don't worry, there's still one hope left. Remember the letter of your father. Remember what he said when you're alone, when you are upset, when you find nowhere out. Open this letter and look at what's read inside of it. He reads the letter. What does it say? Oh my beloved Qasim. Oh my son Qasim. Show this to your uncle and tell him that for my sake, for the sake of Imam Hassan, give permission to my child to go into the battlefield of Karbala and allow him to be sacrificed in the name of Allah. Allow him to be sacrificed for the mission of Karbala. Finally, we see Abu Abdullah gives the permission. He ties the imamah of his father, Imam Hassan, on his head. He says, oh my Qasim, I send you into the battlefield. Go and fight for the sake of Allah. Look at how Qasim is fighting in Karbala. He goes into the battlefield. One by one, he's killing the enemies. He's attacking in the way of Imam Hassan. He's attacking with such fierceness. Look at this child giving all of his might for the mission of Karbala. A time comes when he falls to the ground. Like the others, he calls out, Ya Abu Abdullah, come to my aid. But when we look at the shahadat of Hazrat Qasim, along the shahadat of everyone else, Imam Hussain was able to come into Karbala, pick up the body and take it back to the tent. But what happened with Qasim? The horses trample upon his body. When he comes into the battlefield, he tries to pick up Qasim, but he can't pick it up in his arms. He takes his abba and opens it, and he picks up the pieces left of Qasim. He takes it back into the tent. The mother thinks, what has Imam Hussain brought back? He opens his abba. The mother sees the pieces of her son of the land of Karbala. Oh my son Qasim, may Allah accept your sacrifice in Karbala. Allah la'natullahi ala qawmi al-zalimin wa siyana wal-ladhina zalamu wa yamun inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Ya Allah, we pray to you with the wasila of Hazrat Qasim, protect our children, protect these young warriors who are here pray today for the Azhar of Karbala.
Ilahi.
Ya Allah, with the wasila of the women and children of Karbala, protect our women and our children. Ya Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with the wasila of the warriors and the soldiers of Karbala, protect the adults who bring their children here today and allow them the long life. And Ya Allah, we finally pray to you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the zuhur of the Imam and allow us to be alongside him as his companion. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
Allah.